Hi, and welcome to the first ever Halloween edition of Drink What You Want. I'm John deBary, and I'm super excited, as you can probably tell, because Halloween is my favorite holiday. It is 3 days after my birthday, which this year is my 40th birthday, so cheers to making it for 40. I'm still alive. And I love dressing up, I love candy, I like scaring people, I like the occult, and just having a party and being stupid, and yeah, and so it just has everything for me. It ticks every box. So for this super special Halloween episode, I have created something called the Eyeball Punch. I hope you'll bear with me throughout all the steps, but I think they're all worth it, and it'll give you a really great, mildly revolting drink at the end. So let's get started. So what makes this drink really special is the Viscera, which is basically just a fancy word for blood and guts. So what we're gonna do is use peeled grapes and apple ribbons to simulate blood and guts, and then we're going to infuse it with Peychaud bitters, which has this bright blood red coloring and some nice anise clove flavoring to go along with it. That's gonna float around in your punch and be like all gross and disgusting. So don't get too daunted by the idea of peeling grapes. I was a little nervous that it would be hard, but it actually isn't super challenging. You just want to get, it doesn't even really need to be that sharp, it just needs to be a good knife that you're comfortable holding like up close. And what you want to do is start at the top of the grape where it meets the stem and just pick a little piece of skin off and just pull down. And then you just go around and it actually just comes off without a lot of effort. And they don't have to be gorgeous. They don't have to be like some, Michelin star French restaurant. It can just be pretty good because again, they're gonna be like disembodied eyeballs. Like how gross, whatever, who cares? So for a punch of this size, I'm gonna do about 10, 15 peeled grapes. That'll give a nice eyeball effect in your punch so each of your guests can get an eyeball in their mouth. And then the next step is to make, I'm not really sure what this is supposed to represent. I feel like it could be like shredded intestine, it could be like brains, it could be skin. It's just like kind of just gross stuff. What you want to do is peel like most of the apple. And again, it doesn't have to be stunning, immaculate. It can just be pretty rough and ragged because that's kind of the idea. They can be long pieces, they can be short pieces. When you soak them in the bitters, which you're gonna do overnight, they do kind of get really soft. So it's not like it's gonna be too congested in the glass, and they'll be kind of floating and almost like semi-liquidy. So what you wanna do, open it up, throw the eyeballs, throw the deBary flash, and then take the little dasher top off so you can just pour very liberally. About 2 ounces, whatever it takes to get it like nice and soaked. And you have this nice bag of goo that you want to close almost all the way, and then squeeze the air out, roll it up. You'll feel it like bubble as you squeeze the air out. That's important because you want to squeeze the air out of the fruit so that the liquid can come back in. So now you've got this nice bag of Viscera. So now you've got everything nice and integrated. It will sit overnight in the refrigerator to get really infused and soft and gross, and just, I love it. I can't wait. You didn't think I was gonna do a Halloween video without a costume. Do you know me? Is it your first time here? If it is your first time here, hit subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. But let's get back to the drink. You know that scene in Fight Club where they go and get the liposuction? It kind of reminds me of that. So just carry that with you as you make this drink. So Get a punch bowl. I like to use this little pumpkin thing because why wouldn't you? And what you want to do is take off your gloves so you don't get them wet. And just extract the viscera from the bitters. It's more disgusting if you use your hands, so you have to use your hands. See, like the apple's all mealy and red and stained, and the little things are a little gross. And then you can, I don't know, you can save this if you want. It's probably still good to use as bitters. It probably tastes pretty good, but I didn't figure out something to do with it, so we're just gonna leave it over here. Now it's time for all the alcohol and the apple cider. So this drink is pretty simple. It's basically just like spiked apple cider with some port. I wanted to make the actual recipe itself pretty simple so you're not so overburdened with stuff, so you can focus on what's important. So first we've got 4 cups of apple cider. In there. And then we're doing a cup of apple brandy. This is Laird's overproof. It's like 100 proof. It's pretty strong. And it's actually one of the earliest things that was distilled in the United States, actually before bourbon. There's a lot of not very delicious apples lying around in North America, so we thought to distill them, and that's a great way to preserve the calories in the apples. Then we've got some port, which is a fortified wine from Portugal. We're gonna do a half a cup, we're at 4 ounces. And this kind of gives it a little bit of a mulled wine vibe. And then you wanna get like 1 or 2 like big chunks of ice. And I don't have any fancy like ice machine or anything like that. I just have these deli containers. They give you these really nice cubes that you can just let sit. You wanna put 2 big things of ice in there. And then mix it around so everything's integrated. You want to get the guts and blood and goo on top of the ice. And then I feel like it's missing something. I feel like we need to set it on fire. Most alcohol out of the bottle doesn't burn because it has too much water in it. But if you buy like an overproof rum, like a 151 rum, that's 151 proof, which is about 75.5% alcohol, then it will light on fire. And it's pretty dangerous. So if you're not really that confident with fire in the kitchen and like, don't do it, but if you want, then here's how to do it. Pour about 2 ounces into a spatula, make sure it's like metal and not plastic. Get a long lighter. And then if you are interested in putting it out, you can just give it a quick stir and we're good, or you can leave it flaming. I would just not leave it unattended. And for me, I like to serve this in clear stemmed glasses and give a nice little bit of the blood and guts. And it's nice to have it like kind of coming over the edge, like someone died, there's like veins in there. Tastes like the afterlife. Happy Halloween.